Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Yasmin. I'm 21 years old and I live in São Paulo. Today, I'm here to guide this conversation and to explain a little bit how TNT works. TNT is a community where we come to communicate in English, Spanish, Italian, French, and we are not here to judge you, but to help you. So we are here to improve our speaking skills, and we also have classes. So if you are interested in, you can check on our website. And today we'll talk about solitary confinement, but first we will start introducing ourselves. So Victoria, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, so I'm Victoria. I am 24 years old. I live in Rio, and I'm a nursing student. I believe it's all.
Very good. Thanks for sharing about you. And you, Ricardo, who are you? What do you like to do?
Well, nice week for everyone. I'm Ricardo. I live at São Vicente. It's South Coast from São Paulo. Well, I love hang out with my friends and family, watch movies, walk on the beach, go to the gym. It's necessary, and I don't really appreciate, but it's necessary. And I think that's it.
Very good. Thank you so much. And you, Jefferson?
Good morning, guys. I'm Jefferson. I live in Goiânia, Goiás, economist, professor of Catholic University of Goiás. Yeah, I'm very happy today because I played soccer yesterday and I drank some beers. I hang out with all my friends yesterday. And today I went to the gym like Ricardo. I need to go to the gym to be fit. It's very important to be fit.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to be here, talk with you.
How about your t-shirt? Is the team?
This is from, it's from Toronto.
Oh yeah, that's
Toronto,
really nice.
Yeah. It's here, Toronto.
Oh.
It's not Flamengo.
Maybe
I'm not Flamengo. I'm Botafogo.
I thought that is Sport Recife, né? Because it's similar.
Yeah, o Atlético Clube Goianiense here in Goiânia. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for sharing, Jefferson. And you, Deborah?
Hello, guys. I'm Deborah. I'm 32 years old. I'm married. I'm a shy person, yeah. But in English, I not feel shy. But I'm studying English, yeah. I'm starting TNT the last year, and then my studies in English is like a holocaust. But now I'm improving English in Imersão. And I like hang out with my friends, like guy says. And I love watching movies, specific fiction movies. And I love stationery. And this is a little bit about me.
Very good. Thank you so much. And you, Michelle?
Hi, guys. My name is Michelle. I'm living in Rio. I was born and live in Rio. I live alone. I really like to live alone. I love coffee, books. I love learning new things. I study management. I think that I finished my college in the last of year, and I'm work to finish. and I really need to improve my English, and I have much time now, so I'm here on talking. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now we can start our conversation now that we know each other. So the first question is, when do you feel most alone? So let's start with you, Deborah.
When do you feel most alone? I may feel alone when I start in the new company, for example, in the new position. I may feel a little alone about this because I don't have information about the whole process. And in my time in teenagers, I may feel a little alone because not have instruction or not have how can I say experience about the life. Yeah, I think this. Now I'm living abroad the Brazil, but now I'm not feel alone. Yeah, and I love this process to adapt. Yeah, I feel this.
Yeah, I totally agree with you when you said like about when you start in a new company, because like it's a totally new environment and totally new people too. So sometimes like in the beginning you feel alone, but then when you start to meet people, you you make connections, so you don't feel like alone anymore.
Yeah, it's difficult more because I'm a shy person and this is a difficulty a little.
Yeah, I feel you because I'm shy too, so it's more difficult for us. And what about you, Jefferson?
This is a crazy question for me. I never feel alone. Maybe when I'm going to take a bath in the bathroom, I think is the only moment, because most of the time I'm with somebody. For example, now I'm working. I was reading the newspaper now, but I'm not alone. We talk with a lot of ideas with a lot of guys, something like this. And most of the parts, when I go to the gym, I love to talk too much with the guys. Sometimes I need to stop to stop because I talk too much. What else? At the university, I used to talk most of the time, and I don't think I feel most alone. Most alone, I think. I have no problem about this. I never had a psychiatrist or something, psychology, something like this. I never had time to work with this. I never have problem with depression. I never take pills about this. Even now, I took any pills or medicine about my life because I think I have a physical health and I have no problem with to be alone.
Very good. Yeah, and like you said about university, so like at university it's impossible to feel alone when you are the professor, right? Every time someone is calling you. So and you, Michelle?
It's rarely feel alone in a negative way because I really like to do my things alone, but it's difficult to be alone all the time because I need to work, to study, to it's very difficult. but sometimes I don't know, when I stay home doing nothing. Sometimes when I boring, I feel alone. Sometimes when I working something, I don't feel alone.
Yeah, like sometimes when you are too busy, like it's impossible to feel alone because you have a lot of things to do that you are not thinking about these, yeah, about lonely. So I think it's sometimes for me it's a good way to deal with this, like to being busy for me, it's a way to deal with lonely. So, and you, Victoria?
Okay, so I never felt alone because I have a son, so it's impossible. Like I pass all day long with him, so I don't have time to feeling myself really alone. Even if when he's sleeping, but it's like 1 hour. So I don't believe it's really feeling alone.
Yeah, this is something that my mother always say, that if you are a mother, it's impossible to feel alone because all the time your children are calling you. And Jefferson said that he felt alone, like just in the bathroom. But like my mother said, that it's impossible to feel alone even when you are in the bathroom. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's right. He's everywhere. Like there isn't a place that my son isn't. Like if I'm in the bathroom, if I am in the sky, I don't know, everywhere.
very good. Yeah. And sometimes we need these moments, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you, Ricardo?
Well, it's not about the physical contact or a person close to you. Sometimes it's possible to someone this person is, for example, on a party and they feel alone. Is about it's about a sad feeling or
Mental.
depression. Yeah, exactly. So sometimes I listen to some people telling about, oh, I'm feel sad even when I am on a party or talking with friends. Your body and maybe your brain are in physical contact or talking with each other, but your soul is in another place. So sometimes you could feel about it. Normally, I'm happy because I never feel alone, but it occurs in some parts of your life. It's possible to feel something like that. That's it.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you when you said about like sometimes you are at a party and you feel alone, but like sometimes you feel alone because you don't connect to people who are there, you know, you don't feel that you make part of that group. So I think in thinking about this, sometimes I feel alone, even if I am like with like most part of the people around me. because I don't have like a connection with them, or we don't like the same things. So I think it can happen. So talking about this, how would you deal with total isolation? So Michelle, let's start with you.
I don't know. These questions I never think about this question, but depends on the way of I'm completely isolation. If I'm completely isolation with books, with TV, maybe, or I think it's possible to to deal with, but it's not health. I think I'm really felt misses of people, because sometimes when I feel not alone exactly, but boring in my house, I just walk and go to the city, the shopping, and talking with people in the marketing, in the store, in the you know. So I try to be positive. I try to read or writing something during this time, and I think that's it. But it's very difficult to deal with the total isolation.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the things that you will have access. Yeah, as you said, like if you could read a book. So, because sometimes, as we saw on the video, the guys can't do like nothing. They just have like walls to see, and that's it. So I think it really depends. And we kind of like went through this moment during the pandemic, yeah. But we had access to like WhatsApp, so we could talk to people. But I think total isolation is something that it's difficult to think about. So, and you, Victoria?
Okay, so I believe it's dependent on the situation. Like as you said, the person who was in the video, it was like, oh my god, it's so crazy. It's like the punishment when you were a kid, you know? Like, okay, you have to sit there and don't talk, just think about you did and blah, blah, blah. You know, in this way, I believe it's awful. I don't like it, but isolating myself when I wasn't a mom, it was okay. Like having my own time, doing whatever I want. If I just, self love. Let's doing I don't know, a skincare, psychologist, or just me. And I believe it's okay, and I really love it. It's so yeah, but nowadays I don't know because I'm a mom, and now I know that I love the messy that kids do. So now I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I will freak out with isolation, like, oh my god, where is my son? Where is the noisy? But I don't know. I believe nowadays I just can't. I can't isolate myself.
Yeah, and like the problem is if the kid is quiet, right?
Yeah. There is
So
something wrong.
yeah, so and you, Jefferson?
Totally. It's impossible. I can't imagine the situation. But I watched a documentary very interesting about this. One guy from the United States, he went to Nepal without cell phone, nothing. And when he arrived there, he rented a car and he asked, "What's the the name of the company?" Okay, dude. So he walked a lot, and he found the name of the company. Took the car, and it's okay. Now I need to go to somewhere. Where is my WhatsApp? Where my Waze? Where is my Google Map? So it's very interesting. And then he bought a map, and put everything in the map. It's very interesting, this documentary, because he spent 7 days without cell phone, and he discovered how it's too good not to be toxic with Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, something like this. But answer this question, in my case, what I do. For example, now I just only WhatsApp at 11 and a half. I can see nothing now. Just I must to do what I must to do. So, and afternoon, the same. I spend half hour, just see something. Is something interesting, it's okay. It's not interesting, it's not okay. So I spend most of the time, and not total, I try to isolate from the news, from social media, something like this, because I focus in what I need to do. I have my own algorithm. I have no problem with social media.
Yeah, this is something good, like to not be addicted to social media, because I can't imagine myself without cell phone like for 7 days. Like for me, it's impossible nowadays. But I think like, yeah, it could be nice to try this. So, and you, Ricardo?
Well, I look at the situation like a normal thing. I believe that the social media is a good thing. Depends on your use, because if you have a knife, it's possible to cut a bread and give for someone, or it's possible to kill another people. So I believe that it's possible to keep in touch if you are old friend on that a long time you can see. This person could be another country or just another city, and it's difficult to see every day, but it's possible to receive some information about your life, but certainly the balance is the best way to live. It's necessary to reserve time to read a book or watch news. Normally, you have some preferences. For example, I love what news. When I drive my car, I love what listen to radio news on the radio or podcasting or something like that. But my wife and kid hate. They prefer listen to song, but I believe that is social media, WhatsApp and Facebook is important too, but certainly is not the most important thing of this world. So if you let the most part of your life leading with social media, certainly there is a problem. That's it.
Yeah, very good. And when you talk like about that, sometimes you can't choose the things that you will listen to in your car. Maybe you would miss this if you were like in total isolation, because you would like if you are total isolated, you can choose the things that you want or not. So maybe you would miss this. And I think we can go to number 4. Then talking about these, the things that we would miss. So what would you miss about having no contact with the outside world? So let's start with you, Jefferson. What would you miss?
Miss nothing, nothing. In my age, I know what I need to do, what kind of friend I need to have, what kind of book I need to read, what movie I need to watch. What can I miss? I think nothing, nothing. What's the problem outside of world? Nothing. I was reading something very, very interesting about Yuval Harari. Yuval Harari, I think is the best thing of the world now. And Harari, he hadn't Twitter, he hadn't Facebook, he WhatsApp, I think he has, but just about your family, something like this. And he spent most of the time talking about so many things. In my case, I think it means nothing because, as I said, I know my own algorithm. I need what I need to do. I need what I need to read. I don't think about outside world. I think about my inside world. I think the principal thing is myself and not the world. But I'm connected. Yeah? I'm connected with the world, of course. I was reading yesterday and today about the crisis of a big bank from the United States, and I read so many things about this crisis. But
Yeah.
so yeah, you need to think about inside world, not outside.
Very good. And Deborah, I think I totally forget about you. So
No problem.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No problem. About the 40 question, I don't know very well about the I am missing about the I don't know topics, new topics is new innovations because I love search about this, but I don't know. But I think is social medias is good, but until the second page, because use a lot of about the spent of your time silly stories. Yeah, do you roll the video Instagram, but it's a long time, but it's not very interesting. But do you spend a lot of your time in here in this? Yeah, I think this. I don't know very well. I miss about the outside world.
And like, how would you deal with this like total isolation? Do you think for you it's okay?
Okay, for me it's okay. But it's okay until we have my cell phone, yeah, and my books and my movies but it's no heavy cell phones or books or my movies. It's very hard. It's a little crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so like if you have your books, things like this, you would not miss this, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you can't have access to this, you would miss like to watch your favorite movies, things like these, right?
Yes, right.
Very good. And you, Victoria?
So I will say it again. I believe it's dependent on the situation. Like, if I'm just like, how can I say it? But if I'm not having contact with the outside world because someone put me in a isolation, like in the video, I believe it would be awful and I will miss everything. Like, I don't have another thing to say, but if I just in another phase, I don't know if the right word, but if I'm in another phase of my life and I have to do other things that make me isolating myself from another place or people or whatever, I believe it's okay because it's just a phase and I have to pass through it, It's part of growing up. So I don't see a problem and probably I won't miss anything. It's just a new phase of my life.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it's different when it's something that you chose and when it's something that you are obligated to do.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. And you, Ricardo, what would you miss?
I don't know. Normally, I lead well when I alone. I prefer when I are if another people, particular my family, my friends, my siblings. I don't know, my mother and my father. I love talking if another person. I love express myself, talk about my thoughts, my politics. So, but when I alone, for example, I could be alone an entire day watching movies or series. But I prefer when I watch a movie, for example, with my wife or my daughter. But normally I I kept alone during time because I'm work at home and my wife work. My wife work is in another place in her office, and my daughter goes to the school and feel alone. And I'm keep alone during a time. And normally when I go to the gym, I that's not exactly a good thing, but I put a phone on my ears and I keep to listen podcasts or news or something. But I try to keep in touch if we another colleagues, not exact friends, but maybe someday after some while, is these guys could move to another place. It's possible to become friends. So I love to look into the eyes and try to discover your names, and I I love to demonstrate my attention for this person because I believe that is necessary. That's it.
Yeah, so maybe you would miss like to stay with your family and to do things together. Yeah, to keep contact with people. I think it's something that I would miss too. And you, Michelle?
I think I probably miss a lot because I believe that people energize other people. I believe that we can learn a lot with other people and teaching too. I think with the technology, the society has been less human and focus on just or family or things and forget about the world is composed, the world is made with people that the actions change the life of other people. So when we miss this feeling of the society, we contribute for the worst word because okay, I have my family, I have my things, and no matter what I do, don't interfere in the life of the other people. If for me it's totally wrong because the way of I live change the way of other people live. For example, my trash. If I don't separate my trash, the people lives making the trash in other things go to hurt, can spend more time to clean and separate. Why not separate my trash before and make easy the life the other people that have less than me? I think it's important to think and me as a part of the world, as a part of the society, and living according to this thought. But sometimes I think we need to connect with myself, with ourselves, and listen why no listen what I want, what I need first. It's important too, but think just what I want or I need all the time. I think it transform us in less humans. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. This was something that I saw during the elections, like people talking, oh, so when you are going to vote, you need to just think about your family, and it's not about this. So you need to think about everyone, yeah. So we can go to the number 5. We have time to answer one more. So why is isolation a form of punishment? So Deborah, let's start with you.
I think it's crazy situation because when we have no contact and all the things and social media, no friends, no no hangout with friends, no contacts, nothing. your other words is very crazy and is you can affect your mental health. Yeah. And this is very hard, and I have is punishment is very hard for me. Yeah. I think it is.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a form of punishment because it's something that you would miss a lot. So they use this against you. So, and you, Victoria, what do you think?
I believe it, like isolation as a punishment is awful. Like when you was a kid, you are not thinking about it. You are not thinking about what you did because you don't know. You didn't know what you do. So why? You know, or when you're in a jail, why put someone in isolation is good? If you, in the future you're thinking about putting these people in society again, you just break your mental health and put this person in the society again. It's like, I don't know, it's really punishment. It's not okay. You're not teaching something, you know. I don't believe, I can't believe isolation or something like that will teach someone something.
Yeah, and I think like as Deborah said, it will bring you a lot of mental health diseases. And as we saw in the video, maybe you're like, how can I say this? You will be afraid of people too.
Yeah, like panic attacks. Or I totally agree with Deborah. Like there's a lot of problems, like mental problems that these actions bring you.
Yeah, totally. And you, Jefferson, what do you think?
What I think. Oh my gosh. Well, I think isolation is a form of punishment. When you have physical damage, for example, long-term isolation, you can have a lot of problems, mental health, problems such as depression, anxiety, and sometimes hallucination. You can think about so many things. That's not the reality. What else? You can suffer from lack of exercise, for example. This is a kind of isolation. You need to do exercise, but most of the time you have no time to do this, or you can schedule your time. So lack of exercise. I remember when abroad about sunlight, you spend 20 days, 30 days without sun. It's terrible, terrible about the sunlight. What else? About fresh air. You can live or work in a workplace that you can see the fresh air most of the time only, and in a building without see trees, so many things. You must spend 18 hours or more. I have a lot of friends doing this. Sometimes they get crazy about this. And just to finish, when you have lack of human interaction, I think this is a big problem. You feel extremely loneliness. You feel isolation, something like this.
Yeah, totally. So we have like a lot of things that could happen, like, and you can feel punished if you are isolated. So, and you, Michelle, what do you think?
I think isolation is a form of torture because make the person less human. I think the the mainly goal of the jail is make the person not a person like that, because it's more easy to submit this person that kind of torture. It's less difficult, like when as a in the Second War, people seen it's not seen like people in the Nazism, for example. When we transform the person in another time, in another type of the thing, with you tira the things that make the person a person, of the ability of to connection, to live with other person, to make it to retire the feeling about this human. So it's more easy to submit the person of a torture. So for me, it's isolation. It's a kind of a way to transform the people and less human, like this.
Yeah, totally. And this is something that we are used to do with animals too. Yeah, and we don't think about this. So, and you, Ricardo?
Well, this topic is a little controversial or polemic. Well, certainly the man is a social being, and it's a necessity from human talk with each other, share your thoughts and your feelings. But depends on the crime or the person. Unfortunately, it's necessary. Let this person isolated. I don't know. There are some. Unfortunately, there are some person that is a psycho killer, and sometimes there is a local on the prison is called solitary. Unfortunately, that's a reason, and I believe there are some parts of these people is possible to is introduced on the mankind, but unfortunately there are another kind of person is not possible to let share this guy with other people. Normally this kind of person kill or commit bad things for another persons, and well, it's necessary you pay attention, and because it's possible to cause a mental disease for a person that keep a lot of time isolated. But for the other hand, it's necessary to check very well if this person is possible to be introduced with another prisoners, and particular the mankind. That's it.
Yeah, but I think that the worst thing that you can do to a human is let them with their own mind. I think this is the worst thing that you can do to someone, because like our mind sometimes kill us. Yeah, we are always overthinking, so this makes us like feel a little crazy. So for me, this is the worst thing.
Particularly in Brazil, because in Brazil is not possible to keep a prisoner for all life in jail. So it's necessary you try to transform these people in a really human being, because some parts of them is like animal, don't have feelings.